Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so you know how things move fast in AI, right? Well, get ready, because Google DeepMind just dropped something big. They've announced Gemini 2.5 Pro, and they're not being shy, calling it their most intelligent AI model ever. So in this video, we're going to go through their official announcement, look at the benchmarks they're claiming, check out some demos, see the reaction online, and try to piece together what this means for the AI landscape. Let's get into it. All right, first stop, the source, Google's official The Keyword blog. The headline is clear, Gemini 2.5, our most intelligent AI model. No mincing words there. Gemini 2.5 is a thinking model designed to tackle increasingly complex problems. And importantly, our first 2.5 model, Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental, leads common benchmarks by meaningful margins and showcases strong reasoning and code capabilities. Okay, thinking model. That's a term Google's been pushing, suggesting more advanced reasoning, maybe something like internal monologue or planning before generating an answer. And experimental is key. This is likely a preview, maybe not the final, fully polished version, but it should show off the core improvements. Let's find the actual details. Here we go. Today we're introducing Gemini 2.5. Our first 2.5 release is an experimental version of 2.5 Pro. They're calling it state-of-the-art, standard claim, but then this, and debuts at number 1 on LM Arena by a significant margin. Okay, that gets my attention. For anyone unfamiliar, LM Arena from LM is a big deal. It's where users blindly compare outputs from different AI models. Hitting number 1 there, especially by a significant margin, suggests that in head-to-head tests, humans are preferring Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental over everything else currently available on that platform. That's a huge claim and a strong signal. They go on to explain thinking models again, capable of reasoning through their thoughts before responding. Yeah, that sounds like chain of thought or similar techniques baked deeper into the model. And they define reasoning broadly, analyzing, drawing conclusions, context, nuance, informed decisions. Basically, moving beyond just pattern matching. They mention building on stuff like reinforcement learning and chain of thought prompting, and specifically call out their previous Gemini 2.0 Flash thinking model. So, this is presented as a clear evolution. The key phrase here, achieved a new level of performance by combining a significantly enhanced base model with improved post-training. That means upgrades to both the fundamental architecture and how they fine-tuned it afterwards. They want to build these thinking capabilities directly into all their models to handle more complex problems and be better context-aware agents. Okay, the Introducing Gemini 2.5 Pro section. Again, most advanced model for complex tasks, top of LM Arena, high-quality style, strong reasoning, code, math, science benchmarks, hitting all the key areas. Now, availability. This is important. It's available now in Google AI Studio. That's their web playground. Awesome. Means developers can start kicking the tires immediately. Also in the Gemini app for Gemini Advanced users, so subscribers should get access soon or might already have it. And crucially for bigger projects, we'll be coming to Vertex AI soon. They also mention introducing pricing in the coming weeks and enabling higher rate limits for scaled production use. That's what businesses need to hear. All right, let's dig into the benchmark table. This is where the numbers talk. They're comparing Gemini 2.5 Pro against, some interesting competitors listed. OpenAI O3 Mini, OpenAI GPT 4.5, Claude 3.7 Sonnet, Grok 3, and DeepSeek R1. Let's look at some highlights. Humanities last exam, no tools. Gemini 2.5 Pro gets 18.8%. Look at the others. O3 Mini 14.0%, GPT 4.5 6.4%, Claude 8.9%, DeepSeek 8.6%. If this benchmark is measuring what it intends, complex reasoning without external help, that 18.8% is a massive jump. That's almost unbelievable, honestly. Need to look closer at this benchmark later, but wow. Science, GPQ Diamond, 84.0% single attempt for Gemini, leads the pack here quite clearly on the first try. Math, at 2025 and 2024, 86.7% and 92% single attempt. Again, really strong leads, especially over the listed GPT and Claude scores. Grok is strong on multiple attempts though. CodeGen LiveCodeBench v5, 70.4%. Here, OpenAI O3 Mini actually edges it out slightly at 74.1% on single attempt. Interesting. Gemini's still good, but not a clean sweep. Code editing, Aider Polyglot, 74.0%, 68.6%. Looks like top marks here among the listed models. Agentic coding, Bench verified, 63.8%. Okay, this is a tough one. Gemini is well ahead of the OpenAI models listed, but behind Claude 3.7 Sonnet's 70.3%. So, strong, but maybe not the absolute leader on this specific agentic task. My quick take on these numbers: Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental looks dominant in several key areas, especially that humanities last exam reasoning benchmark and the long context tests. Math and science also look top tier. Coding is very strong but shows some competition, particularly from Claude on agentic tasks and maybe specific generation tasks from OpenAI models. Factuality seems like a relative weaker point in this specific comparison, but overall, these numbers suggest a major step up. Now, enhanced reasoning. They're hammering home the state-of-the-art claim, leading in math science without things like majority voting. That's a good point. It suggests the model's baseline intelligence is higher, not just relying on evaluation tricks. They mention that crazy 18.8% on humanities last exam again. The bar chart graphic here just visually confirms the leads they're claiming in reasoning, science, and math against the competitors from the table. Next up, advanced coding. Google claims a big leap over 2.0, particularly good at visually compelling web apps and agentic code applications. They also mention code transformation and editing. They bring up that SWE bench score again, 63.8%, but add the qualifier with a custom agent setup. Okay, that's important context. Might need special prompting or framework to get that result. It's not just a raw score. And here's the coding demo they mentioned, creating a video game from a single prompt. Let's see this in action. Okay, the prompt is, make me a captivating endless runner game. Key instructions on the screen, P5.js scene, no HTML. I like pixelated dinosaurs and interesting backgrounds. That's a decent set of constraints. They paste it into Google AI Studio. You see the thinking indicator. Then it starts spitting out JavaScript code using P5.js, which is a library for creative coding. Looks pretty substantial. Now, copying the code, heading to the online P5.js editor, pasting it, hitting play, and bam, a working game. Pixel dinosaur, jumps over obstacles, background scrolls, instructions on screen. That's actually really cool. Generating a functional styled game from one text prompt is a solid demo of reasoning and code gen. Now they summarize its strengths: native multimodality and a long context window. And here's a big number. 2.5 Pro ships with a 1 million token context window, 2 million coming soon. Okay, 1 million tokens now is massive. That's like a whole novel or a very large code base. 2 million coming soon is even crazier. This allows processing huge amounts of text, audio, images, video, and even entire code repositories all at once. You can check it out directly inside Google AI Studio. See here, the model dropdown shows Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental 0325 selected. If you hover or click, it gives details. Best for coding, reasoning, multimodal understanding. Use cases listed: reason over complex problems, tackle difficult code, math, use the long context. All lines up. Let's look at the details. Knowledge cutoff, January 2025. And pricing. Input and output currently listed as $0. That's great for trying it out, but expect costs when it hits Vertex AI for production. Over on the right, run settings, temperature control, token count showing that huge 1 million plus limit, and look at the tools section. Structured output, code execution, function calling, and grounding with Google Search. These tools are enabled, making it very powerful for developers building real applications right away. Now, let's verify that number one claim. Here we are on the official LMS's Chatbot Arena leaderboard website. Let's scroll down the rankings. And there it is. Rank 1, Gemini 2.5 Prec 325 with an Arena score of 1443. The next models down are Grok 3 Preview at 1404 and GPT 4.5 Preview at 1398. That is a significant lead, roughly 40 to 45 points ahead. In the ELO system they use, that difference suggests a clear preference among human raters. So, Google wasn't exaggerating. As of the last update, shown here, their experimental model took the top spot by a noticeable margin. Okay, jumping over to X. Here's the confirmation from the top. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google and Alphabet, tweeting about the launch. He says, Gemini 2.5 is here, and it's our most intelligent AI model ever. He repeats the key points. State-of-the-art thinking model, leading in a wide range of benchmarks, and #1 on Adal Marina AI by a significant margin. He emphasizes they wanted to get it to people as quickly as possible. Standard CEO launch tweet, hitting the highlights and sharing that same benchmark comparison graphic. All right, now let's see some community reactions and more demos. Min Choi, who always posts great AI stuff, reposted Sundar and added, "This is wild. Google just dropped Gemini 2.5, and it just topped the AI Arena leaderboard with the biggest jump ever." He's really emphasizing how significant that jump on the leaderboard is. And he's got a thread showing off examples, which are super useful. First, interactive health and economic charts. Looks like it generated a Plotly chart, probably Python code. Second, reflection nebula simulation, generating an HTML file with JavaScript for a particle effect. Nice visual coding. The Dino game. Yeah, that's the same P5.js endless runner we saw in the official demo. Cosmic Fish, another interactive P5.js demo, this time with fish and thinking bubbles. Creative. Flying Boids in Hexagon. Swarm simulation using P5.js, looks cool with the colors. Mandelbrot set demo, generating P5.js code to explore the fractal. Classic coding demo. These demos are fantastic because they really illustrate the creative coding and instruction following capabilities. It's taking natural language requests and turning them into working, often visually appealing results. Here's another Googler, Logan Kilpatrick, who's a lead product manager for Google AI Studio. He tweets, Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental on LiveBench. LiveBench is another evaluation platform. He shares a table showing Gemini 2.5 Pro scoring really well across various averages: global, reasoning, coding, math, and more, generally topping other models listed on this specific benchmark setup. It's another data point suggesting strong, broad capabilities. Whoa, okay, this one's pretty nuts. Alexander Chen from Google Creative Lab. Gemini 2.5 Pro codes a TV. With just one prompt, it came up with its own ideas for 10 channels and coded each one. Let's look at the video. It's a retro TV screen in P5.js. Channel 0 is stars, 1 is news, 2 is cartoons, 3 is a space game, Western theme, a quiz wheel, underwater fish, classic film style, a music visualizer, and a cooking show. This is amazing. Apparently, it generated the ideas for the channels and the code for each one, all from a single prompt asking for a TV simulation. That shows incredible creativity, reasoning, and complex code generation rolled into one. And check this one out from Fei Xia, researcher at Google DeepMind. Gemini 2.5 Pro is such a strong coding model. I was able to use it to convert an image into a 3D printable object and bring it to life. Look at this workflow. He shows a simple drawing of a cake, then a cute 3D render. He notes in the replies he used Gemini 2.0 Flash Image Gen for this step. Then he asked Gemini 2.5 Pro Experimental to write OpenSCAD code, that's code used for 3D modeling, to replicate that 3D cake, specifically asking it to pay attention to printability. And the final images are photos of an actual 3D print made from that code. Going from a 2D sketch to a generated 3D concept to AI-generated manufacturing code to a physical object. That is seriously next-level stuff, combining multimodal input, reasoning about physical constraints, and specialized code generation. He concludes, hit print button and we got a cute toy. Amazing demo of the potential here. So, after digging through all of that, it seems like Gemini 2.5 Pro is a legit top-tier performer. The #1 spot on LM Arena isn't just hype, it reflects real human preference, backed up by strong benchmark scores, particularly in reasoning, math, coding, and multimodal tasks. Its reasoning and coding prowess looks strong. Google's focus on thinking seems to be paying off, based on the demos generating functional, creative code. And that context window is king. 1 million tokens now, 2 million coming soon, is a game changer for processing huge amounts of information. Plus, it's already developer-ready in its experimental form in AI Studio, which is great for getting feedback. Now, it's still experimental. We need to see how it performs outside of curated demos, how the final non-experimental version shapes up, what the pricing looks like, and how it really stacks up against whatever competitors release next. But based on everything we've seen today, Google has undeniably made a significant move. Gemini 2.5 Pro looks like a formidable model, and this definitely heats up the competition with OpenAI, Anthropic, and others. The pace of AI development isn't slowing down one bit. So what are your first impressions of Gemini 2.5 Pro? Are you blown away by the demos? Skeptical about the benchmarks? Are you going to try it out in AI Studio? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think.